Welcome back everyone. In this video we're going to be doing hot and fast smoked pork belly. Alright, so we're going to get started by getting a fire going. So I'm just going to light up a couple of fire lighters and then we'll get our charcoal chimney on, which has got some lumped charcoal in there. Alright, so we've got about 10 to 15 minutes before that charcoal is going to be ready. So we're going to use that time to trim and prepare this pork belly. I'm just going to start by removing any little gristly bits and silver skin. And then once I'm happy with this underside, which I am now, we're just going to take the skin off the top. Alright, now the skin's off. You can do absolutely whatever you want with that. You can make some crackling with it if you want, but we're just going to be focusing on our pork belly today. The next thing we're going to do is season it. So I'm just going to give it a light coat in some yellow mustard, which is just going to help our rub stick to the meat. And I've done a pork belly brisket before. I used a 50-50 mix of kosher salt and cracked black pepper by weight. I'm going to use another brisket rub again because that was honestly one of the best things I'd ever smoked. So now this is all coated in our yellow mustard. We're just going to give it a nice generous coat in my beef bounce rub. Don't forget those edges, and by all means if you've got another favourite rub you want to use on your pork belly, absolutely go ahead and do that. And we'll flip it over, get the top. Alright. And now this is ready to go. Alright, now our charcoal's pretty much ready. We'll take our chimney off, open our lid, dump our charcoal in. We'll open our side door up. We'll get a couple of logs on. I'm going to be using some beautiful pecan splits today. We'll give those logs a minute or two to catch light properly. While they're catching light, we'll open up our chimney stack and get a drip tray in. Alright, now those logs are burning nicely. We'll shut our firebox lid and let our fire settle down for a few minutes. Alright, it's been a few minutes. We've got some beautiful clean smoke coming out of our chimney stack. So let's get this pork belly on. I'm going to place this thicker side towards the fire just to help it cook a bit more even. And like I said earlier, this is going to be a hot and fast cook. I'm going to look to hold this around the 400 Fahrenheit or 200 Celsius. And I reckon this is going to take around 2 to 3 hours, but we'll keep checking in throughout this cook. Alright, we're a bit over 30 minutes in. We want to keep this fire nice and hot. So we're going to keep getting logs on this fire. This one's been preheating, so it should catch light pretty quick. We'll give that about 30 seconds. And that's burning nice now, so we'll shut the lid, get our next log on top of the firebox to preheat, and let this keep going. All right, now I'm going to make a quick slaw we're going to use later on, and honestly, I'm just going to be measuring this kind of as I go. We're going to start with some finely sliced purple cabbage. Now I don't need much, so we're just going to add that amount to the bowl. I'll add around a cup's worth, and then the same amount of green cabbage. Then we're just going to grate in 1 large carrot. And I've just got some peeled pink lady apple here. I'm just going to thinly slice these into matchstick size pieces. Looking at this, I'm probably only going to use around half of this apple. You just want a nice little hint of sweetness there. But as always, it's completely up to you. If you want to adjust this recipe, absolutely go for it. And then into that, I'm going to add a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, some whole egg mayonnaise. Really, you just want to add enough to get the right consistency in your coleslaw, a good whack of pepper, and a pinch of salt. Now we'll mix that around. If we need to add more mayonnaise, then we will. All right, and once you've given it a good mix, have a taste, adjust it to your liking, and then we'll put it aside until later on. And while we're here, we'll put another log on the fire. And because we're preheating our logs as we always do, they catch fire really quick. So we'll close our lid and get our next log on. All right, we're about an hour and a half in. This pork belly's looking really good actually. I don't think it'll be too much longer considering how thin it is. We're at about 175 Fahrenheit or 80-ish degrees Celsius, I think that is. Getting some really nice color on it. I want to be taking this all the way up to around 205 Fahrenheit or 96 Celsius. So we'll let this keep going. And I reckon this will only be another half an hour to 45 minutes. And while we're here, we'll get another log on, which I reckon will be the last one we need for this cook. All right, so just over the 2 hour mark, and this beautiful little pork belly is done. Obviously, if you had a thicker pork belly, it's going to take longer. You might want to look at spritzing it if it looks dry at all. But this here, right now, is done. So what I'm going to do is quickly get this into a tray. And we are going to let that rest for about 10 minutes before we come back to slice it up. All right, our pork belly is ready to slice up. We're going to do it inside the smoker because the flies don't like the small amount of smoke coming through there. Not that I think you can pick it up, but this looks and smells absolutely incredible. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Juicy, smoke ring. All right, let's take another slice off. We're going to have a taste of this end bit, and then I'll show you what we're going to do with these other pieces. Seriously, that is unbelievable, and the fact it only took 2 hours makes it even better. It's tender, juicy, full of flavour, good smoke in there. That's unreal. All right, so nice and simple. Here's what we're going to do next. Brioche bun, some of that slaw we made earlier, some of this beautiful pork belly. We'll get 3 chunks on there. A drizzle of my new hookshot jalapeno and whiskey barbecue sauce. We'll get the top on, and now we can taste. That's so good. Honestly, for a 2-hour cook, I don't know if it gets much better than that. And there's so much you can do with that pork belly as well. You can use it in tacos, you can use it as a pizza topping, you can do what I've done here, and so much more. So there you have it. There's how to make hot and fast smoked pork belly. You absolutely must try this one. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask them in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. But for now, that's the end of the video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.